The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for Memorial Day, this 26th day of May 2025. We go back to Friday, July 20th, 1956, or 13 years before Gaylord Perry's only home run of his major league career. Anything else happen on July 20th, 1969? I wasn't around. I don't remember. Yes, I know what happened. So, we've had enough of the Yankees for a while. The Milwaukee Braves are a good team. The Philadelphia Phillies, they're John's team. That's about it for them. The Braves need to catch fire because the Brooklyn Dodgers are in the process of running away with the National League. And the reason why I picked 1956 outside of Mickey Mantle's Triple Crown year was because it should have been a three-team race in the National League between the Brooklyn Dodgers, Milwaukee Braves, and the Cincinnati Redlegs. And right now, it is a one-horse race. The Brooklyn Dodgers look more and more like Secretariat every day. The Braves need this one. They're going to go with Bob Buell against the Phillies. And, you know, it's getting late, awful early, to quote Yogi, on the other side of the Harlem River. And so, on this day, when we remember those who lost their battles to keep ours, it is the Milwaukee Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Live, and it's yours next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1956. Today, from County Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it is the Milwaukee Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing, Ben? You got the chance to check in? Yeah, and Parallel. Hopefully you're not working today, Parallel. And if you're getting food, hopefully it shows up pretty quick. All right, so here we go. It is a gorgeous night this Friday night, July 20th, 1956. This is game number 82 for the Braves. And for the Phillies, it is game number 86. Bob Buell gets the call for Milwaukee. 8-5 on the replay, a 2.68 ERA, making his 19th start. He's 28 years old. Isn't that a nice backdrop at County Stadium? That's all part of Mark Shaw set to me. Just a tremendous amount of good quality pictures here. Bob is 28, fastball pitcher at 85, and a ground ball pitcher. His last appearance came against the Pirates on July 16th. So 3 days rest, 8 1/3 innings, and a 4-3 win over Pittsburgh. 145 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A home run allowed, walking 4 and striking out 4. Against the Dodgers on June 7th, he walked 12. And I kind of wonder if that was the bad patch game. Anyway, 147 2/3 for Bob. 93 hits, 47 runs, 44 earned. He's allowed 8 homers. He's walked 79 and struck out 55. Here's how the Phillies line up. It'll be Richie Ashburn leading off in center field. Marv Blaylock at first will bat second. Stan Lapata, the all-star, behind the plate goes third. Del Ennis is in left field. He'll clean up. Elmer Velo, over from Kansas City, will bat fifth and play right field. Willie Jones is at third. He'll bat sixth. The Granny Hamner, didn't like that name. He's at short, batting seventh. Ted Kazansky is at second, going eighth. And Stu Miller, who will be blown off the mound in a future All-Star game, will bat ninth on the hill. And Bob Buell can give you 125 pitches. Defensively for Milwaukee, Bobby Thompson is a 6 and a 3 in left. Billy Bruton is a 7 and a 6 in center. Hank Aaron a 9 and a 9 in right. The infield, Eddie Matthews at 10 at third. Johnny Logan a 7 and a 7 at short. Danny O'Connell a 7 and a 6 at second. Joe Adcock a 6 at first. So pretty much the everyday lineup for Milwaukee, except for behind the plate. Milwaukee's debut for Toby Atwell. He will play 15 games before all is said and done. This is his first. He is a 3 and a 4 behind the plate, and Buell is a 7 on the mound with a .982 fielding percentage. It is a gorgeous night in Milwaukee. The smoke from the grill at Arnold's blowing straight up on this 77-degree evening. Richie Ashburn hitting .305, a home run, 5 triples, and 15 RBI. So Buell is ready, and so is Ashburn, and so are we. First to 3 this week. Pitch to Richie is a base hit, right center field, and Aaron will pick it up. For Marv Blaylock, Marv hitting .259, 6 homers, and 23 RBI. Ashburn can steal the bag. Buell throws to first, and Richie is back. Blaylock, left center, Bruton running over and will make the catch, and Ashburn goes back to first. So 1 out for Lopata. Stan, the All-Star, hitting .275, 21 homers, and 61 RBI. Buell's pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Might be 2. Matthews O'Connell for 1. He'll turn to first, and they get Lopata on the double play. They go around the horn. The Phillies get a hit, and that's it. After half an inning, Philly 0, Milwaukee 0. Stu Miller making his last start of the year, at least for Philadelphia. Yeah. I don't know if he goes to St. Louis or if he's coming back from St. Louis, but he did pitch for the Cardinals. 29 years old, making his last start up for the Phillies. 4-4 with a 3.49 ERA. Fastball pitcher and a fly ball pitcher. His last start came against St. Louis on the 15th, so 4 days ago. He's on full rest. In a 9-2 win, he went 8 innings, 119 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. And so with the Phillies, 87 2/3, 74 hits, 39 runs, 34 earned. He's allowed 13 homers, he's walked 30, and struck out 45. And so here is the Milwaukee lineup for you. Danny O'Connell leads off at second. Billy Bruton in center will bat second. Eddie Matthews at third will bat third. Hank Aaron cleans up and right. Joe Adcock at first will bat fifth. Bobby Thompson in left will bat sixth. Johnny Logan at short goes seventh. The newcomer Toby Atwell behind the plate batting eighth. And Bob Buell will go ninth on the mound. Miller can give you 125 pitches. Defensively for Philadelphia, Old Puddinhead Willie Jones is a 7 at third. The Grandster is a 6 and a 5 at short. Kazansky an 8 and a 7 at second. Blaylock is a 6 at first. Del Ennis is a 6 and a 6 in left. Richie Ashburn a 10 and a 5 in center. That is a gorgeous picture of Richie. Elmer Velo is a 6 and a 6 in right. Lopata is an 8 and a 5 behind the plate, and Miller is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. O'Connell stepping in at .239, 3 homers, and 19 RBI. Miller begins his night, a ground ball past third, down in the corner. Dell will try to run it out, and O'Connell's in the second standing with a 6 double. Brings up Bruton. Bill at .322, 9 homers, 11 triples, and 49 RBI. Even in the late 50s, you'd rarely see a player not have double digits in home runs, but double digits in triples. Bill was an all-star. Pitch from Miller, and he draws the walk. So first and second, nobody out for Eddie Matthews. Eddie hitting .302, 23 homers, and 65 RBI. So first and second, Braves need this one, and a lot of help from the Dodgers. Is that the water on the horizon? Is that water? That's the sky. I don't think. I never have been to Milwaukee, so I wouldn't know. I know that the it's no longer Miller Park, is it? Would be in the parking lot here. I'm not sure. It's obviously a drawing from either the 57 or 58 World Series with all that bunting along the chain link fence. Pitch to Matthews, and Eddie draws the walk. It looks like water off to the right, doesn't it? I'm not familiar with the geography of that part of Milwaukee. I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know that. Hank Aaron, if Mr. Lockwood is here, he would tell you. Hank Aaron hitting .320. 11 home runs and 62 RBI. Miller deals, and Aaron strikes out. Oh, 1-2 off-speed pitch, and it caught the black inside, and Aaron just shakes his head. So 1 out for Adcock. Joe needing to hit a lot more power at .283, 16 homers, and 44 RBI. Bases loaded, 1 out. O'Connell on first, Bruton on second, and Matthews on first. I think I screwed that up. Adcock pops it up. Ennis running in. Jones calls for it. Jones on the grass, and there's 2 out. Are they really going to load the bases and not score? Here is Bobby Thompson. Bobby at .264, 7 homers, and 45 RBI. Miller, 1 out away. Let's go fighting. So I figured that you would be rooting for them from getting out of a bases-loaded jam here in the first. Stu deals. Thompson draws the walk, and the Braves go up 1-0. O'Connell slaps his hands together and scores. Thompson, full count fastball that was in tight. And it's 1-0 Milwaukee for Johnny Logan, hitting .297, 9 homers, and 44 RBI. You working today, John, or no? So they remain loaded. Bruton on third. Matthews on second. Thompson on first. Miller's pitch. There is a ground ball to Hamner. He'll flip it to second, and Milwaukee is going to be content with just 1. They leave them loaded. Kinda okay. After 1 inning, the Braves get a run on a hit and no errors. They leave on 3. And after 1, it's Milwaukee 1, Philadelphia 0. So Ennis, Valo, and Jones to face Buell here in the second. Dell at .255, 9 home runs, and 54 RBI. Buell's pitch. There is a ground ball past Matthews down the line and left. Thompson has to go fish it out, but he had a good throw on it, and Dell is held to a single. Just finished building a shed. Now got to get the lawn done before the family comes over for a barbecue. Nice. You get to see the grandkid today? We are not doing a barbecue, but we are doing hot dogs, coleslaw, and baked beans. I thought so, Ben. I wasn't. That County Stadium was on the other end of the city. I doubt that is Lake Michigan too. Of course, makes John's life very happy. Elmer hitting .268, a home run, and 17 RBI. The longtime Philadelphia and Kansas City Athletic came over to the Phillies on May 23rd. So back home again in Philadelphia. Doesn't quite kind of have the same ring to it, does it? Back home again in Philadelphia. Pitch to Elmer. There's a ground ball to short. Logan. O'Connell for 1, and Elmer will beat out a throw. So they get the 4-6-4, 1 out for Willie Jones. Willie hitting .289, 9 homers, and 36 RBI. So I think that answers your question there, Parallel League. We don't think that's Lake Michigan. Vallow on first. Buell's pitch. Throw down to second as Elmer went, and he has his 5th steal. So 1 out and a 1-strike count. Elmer at 35, showing some leg. And you just thought that was Vanna White's job at that age. How you doing, David? Happy Memorial Day to you as well. Jones draws the walk. First and second, 1 out for Hamner. He did not like being called Granny. I forgot what his given name is. He's not hitting all that well at 200, a home run and 17 RBI. Milwaukee County Stadium, set on the River Valley, and the closest body of water was that river, which flows just north of the old ballpark site. So that would be a pretty broad river that would dump into Lake Michigan, I would assume. But you know what happens when you assume. First and second, pitch to Hamner. Line drive over Adcock, right in the waiting arms of Hank Aaron, and it's first and second, 2 out. Lake Michigan is a much larger landmark east of downtown Milwaukee, but it's a few miles away. The river was a waterway right next to the stadium grounds. I'm going to butcher this one. Beninomi? Kazansky is hitting 197 with 3 homers. How you doing, Triple G? 3 homers and 23 RBI. Triple G was watching baseball demos. Bob Stanley start of the day against the California Angels from 87. And if demos sang, he would have prefaced that with, "It's Bob Stanley time. It's Bob Stanley time. Time to pull out your hair." Da-da-da-da-da-da. Pitch to Kazansky. There's a ground ball right back up the box. Buell has it first base side of the rubber. Throws to first, and that will do. Phillies leave on 2. They got a hit and a walk. And after an inning and a half, Milwaukee won, Philadelphia nothing. So Toby Atwell. Toby came over yesterday from the Pirates and will be here the rest of the way. At 167, 2 homers, and 7 RBI with the Phils. The Phils. Kind of a rare trade with the Braves. Never mind. Miller deals. Popped up. LaPata, catcher to catcher, makes the catch, 1 out. For Bob Buell, hitting 105 for 50 with 2 RBI. Busy weekend working on the honeydew list. And on that honeydew list was watch demos, listen to the new podcast with Dave, Marco, and St. Patrick on accuracy, and watch me on a Monday. Pitch to Buell is a line drive, that's a ground ball, foul, third base side. And again, Chuck Cunningham made that play. 0-2 the count. Struck him out. That's 2 for Miller. Also, polish up your wedges. You're going to need them Wednesday, right? Golfing out on the prairie. 2 out for O'Connell, who doubled and scored in the first. Opening 9 for Miller. 41 pitches, an inning and 2/3. A hit. He has walked 3 and struck out 2. Funny, I have a feeling that polishing your wedges is not on your wife's list of things to do. How you doing, Jamie? Yep. Check on the podcast. Check watching me. Yep. And demos had Bob Stanley today. Pitch to O'Connell. That is a foul tip that LaPata can't hang on to, and the count is 2-2. Well, I know Wednesday's your golf day. I can't believe your lists aren't compatible. Pitch to O'Connell, and Danny draws the walk. So he's been up twice and reached twice here in 2 innings. Here's Bruton. Billy walked his first time up. Miller has walked 4 so far. In a ballpark that's known for its Miller high life, you would think that Stu would pitch better. There is a base hit the opposite way over short. Ennis will grab it on a hard hop. O'Connell into third. And the Braves have runners on the corners and 2 out for Eddie Matthews, who walked his first time up. It has stopped raining here in Burlington. It's 61 degrees right now. It's downright balmy. Got the AC back on because it's supposed to be in the 70s today here. We'll see. Maybe he's stewed. Stu is stewed on his own stuff. Pitch to Matthews. Popped up left center, or well hit in the left center. Ashburn runs over, makes the catch, and Milwaukee is stymied again. They've left on 5 through 2 innings. After 2, no runs, a hit, no errors. Milwaukee 1, Philadelphia nothing. Speaking of Stu Miller, Stu is hitting .087 with an RBI, and one of his 2 hits is a double. Buell's pitch. That is a base hit in the center field. Always good to give up a base hit to a .083 hitter. So the third hit for Philadelphia. Phillies come in at 36 and 49. The Braves at 49 and 32. Ashburn singled his first time up. Opening 9 for Buell. 29 pitches, 2+ innings, 3 hits and a walk. Go Braves. Hey! The pesky pole is here. Ashburn drops one down. Matthews runs the throw to O'Connell, and Ritchie is out. So Miller moves to second. Caught me off guard. 1 out for Marv Blaylock at 0 for 1. So 1-0 Milwaukee here. 1 out, top the third. Buell deals, and Blaylock rips this one past Adcock into right field. Aaron will wait. Blaylock holds with a single. Runners on the corners for Lapata, who grounded into a double play his first time up. So Buell, this is kind of how Milwaukee's getting into trouble. They can't take advantage of the chances that they have, and giving Philly too many chances. Runners go, ground ball to third. Matthews. They're going to try for Miller at the plate. The throw to Atwell, no. And the game is tied at 1. So Matthews thought he had a shot at the pitcher running home, and he didn't. So Blaylock on second, Lapata on first. 1 out for Ennis, who singled his first time up. P-Jet, how you doing? So Blaylock on second, Lapata on first. Games of Friday night, July 20th, 1956, or the anniversary of Gaylord Perry's only home run. Pitch got away from Atwell, and everybody moves up 90. It nearly hit Dell and got away from Atwell. Now, remember, this is Atwell's first game in Milwaukee as a member of the Braves, and so he's not used to handling everybody yet. And so let's see what Dell can do here. The 1-2. There is a base hit over Logan into left center. Blaylock will score. Lopata rounds third and will hold, and it's a 2-1 game. The Phillies take the lead. If P-Jet remembers correctly, Bob Buell was one of the all-time great non-hitting pitchers. Elmer Velo is reached and stolen a base. First and third, 1 out, 2-1 Phils. Buell deals, and Elmer hits a ground ball to second. O'Connell, they're going to try for 2. Logan for 1. Elmer's going to reach. It's 3-1 Philadelphia. But there are 2 out. And Bob Buell isn't pitching all that great, but O'Connell robbed Velo of a base hit. So here's Willie Jones. He walked his first time up, the lone walk from Buell. The cat screaming at the door. Pitch to Jones. Ground ball to third. Matthews has it. Eddie throws over to first, and that will retire the side. However, a big inning for the Phillies. The Fightins get 3 on 3 hits and no errors. And we go to the bottom of the third. Philadelphia 3, Milwaukee 1. In 1962, P-Jet was absolutely right. Buell went 0 for 70 and had an .089 lifetime batting average. In this replay, he's hitting .098. That's bad. Hank Aaron struck out his first time up. So we start the bottom of the third. 3-1 Phils. Aaron swings right center field. Ashburn going back. Ritchie to the track. Makes a leaping catch against the fence. 1 out. 28 great plays for Ritchie. And none that were less filling. Joe Adcock is 0 for 1. Miller deals. Outside. Ashburn waits. 2 out. For Bobby Thompson. Bobby walked home a run with the bases loaded in the first. A snow statement is in effect? What? All right, where does my computer think I am? No, Burlington. A snow statement. Interesting. For all of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and the northeastern part of New York. It is 63 degrees at the airport. Wow. DJ John, on this Memorial Day, post office is closed. Happy Memorial Day from the West Coast. 9:26 a.m. out there. Pitch to Thompson. Bobby swings into center field. Ashburn's going to get all 3 chances here in the inning ending. He is, and he made them all after 3. Phillies 3, Braves 1. That's what my computer is saying. Snow statement in effect. Oops. Oh, you know what it is? It is... No, it's, It has to do with the fact that people think it's warm and they can go swimming. So it really is a hypothermia warning. The lake water on Lake Champlain is in the 40s. And you can get sick in an awful big hurry. So there probably was no statement that fit it. Hamner is 0 for 1. So no snow. Just cold water. Pitch to Granny. There's a ground ball to second. O'Connell has it. Throws to first for the out. You'll put your swimsuit away and you're not in northern New England, and a shrinkage warning for sure. Kazansky, by the way, 0 for 1. Emmy, shut up. Popped up. Atwell. Can't get there. 1 out. Or nobody out. And an 0-2 count. Fly ball, left field. Thompson will come in and make the catch. And the cat, shut up. Amazing. Here's Miller. Miller singled his first time up and scored in the third. Still a lot of kids around here from the colleges, although we had graduation a couple weeks ago. And they just think because the weather's warm that lake is appropriate to swim in. And it's not. It is too cold. And we've had, as you've heard, a very rainy and cool spring. And so It is the rivers and the streams and the lakes are not warm enough in Vermont to swim in yet. Pitch to Miller, popped up, left side. Thompson and Matthews watch, and that will hook out of play. 1-2 the count. How you doing, Scotty? Congratulations to Western Washington University. The softball program made the semifinals of the Division II College Softball World Series. You make nationals, you've had a successful year. Pitch to Miller. There is a ground ball to third. Matthews has it over to Adcock. Miller running, and Stu is out on a bang-banger. 3.5 in the books. No runs, no hits, no errors. Phillies 3, Braves 1. So here are the standings. The Dodgers at 59-24. A 9-game lead over Milwaukee. 15.5 over Cincinnati. And everyone else is not only under 500, but 20 games back or more. In the American League, the White Sox by 2 over Cleveland, 2.5 over Boston, 5 over Detroit. The Yankees were 8 back. They're now 6.5. And just barely over 500. It'll be Logan, Atwell, and Buell here in the fourth. Johnny's 0 for 1. That is ripped into center field. Ashburn can't get that one. Third hit for Milwaukee. Atwell not going to bunt. 0 for 1 in his debut with Milwaukee. That is into center field. Ashburn had it played perfectly for the out. So Ritchie had to make a sliding catch to get it. And Logan is back. Here's Buell, 1 out. Blaylock and Jones play for the bunt. Bob, as we've discussed, a silver slugger of a hitter as a pitcher. 7 for 73 in real life. He's going to square. Bunt is down. Lapata goes to second and throws it away. Logan was going to be out, and Lapata threw it into center field. So Johnny doesn't go anywhere besides second, but he got a reprieve from the governor there. That sacrifice almost failed. Instead, they get nobody, and here's O'Connell, who has walked, doubled, and scored. He's 1 for 1. Miller takes a moment on the mound. 69 pitches, 18 batters, 3 1/3, 3 hits. He's walked 4 and struck out 2. How you doing, Greg? So first and second, here in the bottom of the fourth, Braves trail 3-1. O'Connell swings, right field. Elmer going back to the wall, and Elmer, no, did he make the catch? Yes. And Logan will hold, 2 out. So Vallo had to reach in the green part of that fence to make the catch, and there's 2 out for Bruton, who has a walk and a single. He's 1 for 1. Doing great, Greg. That's good. You scared me yelling at the cat. Made me think of Haywood Banks' song, "The Cat's Got Dead." Got dead. You have a similar voice to his. It's a good listen. Okay. Western Washington just can't beat the Tyler, Texas team. 0-5. Beat everybody else the last 2 years, but now a great year. Great coach. They play together as a team. Billy Bruton has singled and walked. There is a 1 hit the opposite way over short. That will drop, and this has it. Logan around third will score, and it's a 3-2 ball game. So the Braves get 1 back here with 2 out in the fourth. Here's Eddie Matthews, 0 for 1 with a walk. So Miller pitching like a back-of-the-rotation starter in this one. Buell on second, Bruton on first. Miller deals. Matthews, right center field. Elmer running over and will make the catch to retire the side. Braves get one on 2 hits and an error. After 4, Philadelphia 3, Milwaukee 2. So top of the lineup to face Buell here in the 5th. Ashburn, Blaylock, and Lopata. The error led to a run. Ashburn has singled in this one. And is 1 for 1. Bunted his last time up. Buell, 18 batters, 57 pitches, 4 innings, 5 hits, and a walk. And all 3 runs are earned. That is up the middle. O'Connell behind the bag at second. Cuts it off. Throws to first, 1 out. For Marv Blaylock, who was 1 for 2. Marv is singled and scored in this one. Phillies have 5 hits. The Braves have 4 as we play at the top of the 5th. That is a base hit past Logan. Johnny dove but couldn't get there. Thompson has to grab it. And Blaylock has himself a single. He has 2 hits today. Here's Lopata. Stan has grounded into a double play, reached and scored, and drove home a run. And scored. Lopata, little looper down the line and left, and Thompson doesn't even give chase. That's foul. Somebody from Green Bay made that play. And it's 2-2 the count. DJ John, is anyone in chat taking advantage of the window sale? I'm debating. I got till tomorrow. To get the 30%, you need to buy 3 seasons. Pitch to Lopata. There is a ground ball past Matthews. Or is that going to hook? Nope, that's a fair ball. Thompson has to go fish it off the fence. Blaylock around third to score. And Lopata has a double. Another RBI, and the Phillies lead it 4-2. I took advantage of the golf sale for Action PC. Here's Del Ennis, 2 for 2. He singled twice and driven in a run. Phillies up 4-2. They are 36-49. The Braves are 49-32. Buell deals. That's popped up. Atwell doffs the mask, foul territory, 2 out. For Elmer, is it Velo or Valo? Elmer has a stolen base, an RBI, and is 0 for 2. Chopper to third. Matthews waits, throws, and Elmer is retired. Halfway home, the sun is out here in Burlington. Would you believe that? Phillies lead at 4. They get a run on 2 hits. Oh, by the way, they lead at 4-2. Mrs. Triple G has intervened. Maybe she can corral my cat, too. If you join us late, here's how we got here. 4 runs, 7 hits, an error for Philadelphia. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Milwaukee. Braves struck first. Bases loaded walk in the first. Bobby Thompson walked home O'Connell to make it 1-0. They sent 7 to the plate, had the bases loaded, and got 1. In the third, the Phillies got 3 on 7 batters. Lopata, a fielder's choice, to tie the game at 1. Del Ennis with a single to score. Mookie. I knew I was going to do that. Blaylock to make it 2-1. And Elmer Valo, a fielder's choice, to make it 3-1. Milwaukee got one back in the 4th. Billy Bruton, an RBI single to score Johnny Logan to make it 3-2. And then Lopata, a moment ago, an RBI double to score Blaylock to make it 4-2. Fighting Phils. Miller is stewed. 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He's walked 4, and struck out 2. Bob Buell, 5 innings, 7 hits, all 4 runs are earned, and has thrown a walk. It'll be Aaron, Adcock, and Thompson here in the 5th. Hank is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Miller starts the inning. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Ennis, and Dell will make the catch. Again, how you doing, John? John, a Braves fan from Atlanta who lives in Dallas, watching Milwaukee. It is 72 degrees. Again, you can smell the fries from Arnold's all the way up here. The grill smoke from that and the brats is going straight up. Joe Adcock is 0 for 2. Braves fan is rooting for the Braves. Imagine that. Pitch to Adcock is a liner to left that will drop for a base hit. So Joe has a single. 1 out for Bobby Thompson, who has one of the 2 Braves RBI today. He is 0 for 1, walked with the bases loaded in the first. Lots of good, you would think, a lot of good tailgating in Milwaukee. No one's wearing a cheesehead, though, in 1956. You imagine that? You know, late 50s going to City Stadium in Green Bay. What do you think Lombardi would have done if he'd looked up and saw people wearing memory foam on their heads? Pitch to Thompson. Struck him out. That's 3 for Miller. And 0-2 off-speed pitch swung on and missed. 2 out for Logan. Johnny is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. That is a ground ball to third. Jones got a couple options. Goes to Kazansky at second for the easy out, and that will do. We played 5 here in Milwaukee. No runs, a hit, no errors. Braves have left on 8 and trailed 4-2. So Willie Jones, Hamner, and Kazansky to face Buell here in the 6th. Willie 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch from Buell. There is a fly ball left center. Bruton going back to the track will make the catch, a long run, but an out. Ben says, and it started with one person risking being called names for wearing a pillow foam wedges. Is that how that happened? I wonder how much PBR did you have to drink to think, you know what, I'm going to wear some foam on my head. Hamner is 0 for 2. Oh, just a thought. Yeah, I mean, it works. You know what they are. Pitch to Hamner, and Granny draws the walk. There's Kazansky. He is 0 for 2. I mean, you're talking in an era in the late 50s here where people are still going to the ballparks in suits and ties. They are not, and I'd be surprised if you found anyone that would even have a jersey. Of course, back then the players got 2. A home white and a road gray. And on a 72-degree night in Milwaukee, it's wool. Pitch from Buell. Kazansky into left center. Bruton in the alley, and Bill will make the grab. Hamner back to first. At least he chose a wedge and not a can. Can you imagine 60,000 fans wearing a beer can on their head? Yes. Yes, I can. Here's Stu Miller, 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Are these teams playing for this? There's no wild card. You've been watching too much RJL. There's no wild card. Ever since you became hitting coach of the Dodgers, they took right off. Greg says Lombardi probably would have had a good laugh out of it since he was coaching the good defense for the Giants at the time. That would be defense for the American historians, yeah. Personally, no more than 25% of the team should make a postseason. Yeah, I agree. We always do what the real things are. But, yep, 56, it's just two. Two of the 16. Miller, but two out here in the 6th. Swings, and that's Hartley hit up the middle. Logan has it, throws to Adcock, and that will be the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Phillies have left on 5. Bottom of the 6th, 4-2. We use the British spelling for defense. That's true. In 56, he and Tom Landry, maybe the greatest set of coordinators ever, with Jim Lee Howell, who no one remembers, as the coach of the Giants. 56 was the first year the Giants played at Yankee Stadium. Toby Atwell is 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Kazansky, that was hard hit. Over to Blaylock for the out. One away for Bob Buell, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So instead of having beer and cheese curds, we'd be having tea and crumpets. Nothing wrong with tea. Pitch to Buell. Struck him out. That's 4 for Miller. 2 out here in the 6th. You'd be having bitters or gin and Dubonnet. Miller, 27 batters, 98 pitches, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts, and I believe only one of those 2 runs are earned. O'Connell, 1 for 2. A double, a walk, and a run scored. Pitch to Danny. There is a fly ball to left. Ennis, or Enos, I believe it's Ennis, makes the catch either way, and that will do. I scared Scotty off. I didn't mean to do that. After 6, no runs, no hits, no errors. Phillies 4, Braves 2. So top of the lineup, Ashburn, Blaylock, and LaPata to face Buell here in the 7th. Ritchie 1 for 2 with a single. Buell 27 batters, 6 innings, 91 pitches. All 4 runs are earned, 7 hits and 2 walks. Did I know that the Packers got their current color scheme from the Edmonton Eskimo Elks? I know that Lombardi's responsible for the G on the helmet, but no, I did not know that. Scotty remembers when the NHL eliminated 3 teams. Or 2 teams. That was back when you were a kid. I asked my dad in the 80s why he didn't follow hockey. Because he grew up in the Buffalo area, and the Sabres became good, but that was after he became an adult. He said, Ron, they play 80 games to eliminate 5 of the 21 teams. Pitch to Ashburn. Ritchie up the box. Buell has it, throws to first for the out. G for greatness. I believe it was G for Green Bay, but Mar Blaylock, no relation to Mookie, 2 for 3 in this one. He has singled twice and scored twice. Ground ball to Adcock, and he'll take it to the bag himself, and Mookie's retired. 2 out for LaPata, who has 2 RBI, a big double. He now has driven in 63 on the replay and has scored 49 runs. There is a ground ball to third. Matthews cuts off Logan, throws to Adcock, and it is stretch time, 4-2, Phillies. Well, I thought I put up the Patreon thing, but I did not. And so if you are interested, we do have one. Billy Bruton is 2 for 2 today. He has also walked. They've yet to retire him. 2 singles, a walk, and an RBI. We're not bunting. 4-2. Phillies lead it. Bottom of the 7th. Bruton, left center field. Ennis 1 out. For Eddie Matthews, Eddie 0 for 2 with a walk. The Packers had no logo prior to Lombardi going on a scouting trip to Canada, Greg continues. And after being named the coach of the Packers, after a trip, the Packers adopted the green and gold, as well as the logo of the old Edmonton Eskimos, now the Elks. And remember, the Grey Cup is the longest-running North American major sports championship, even older than the Stanley Cup, since 1909. Greg, where are you from? Eddie Matthews is 0 for 2 with a walk. There it is, a ground ball to first. Blaylock has it, takes it to the bag, 2 out. Since 1909. Hank Aaron is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Toronto. Greg is a finalist now for the Maple Leafs president's job, now that Brendan Shanahan has been relieved. Pitch to Aaron. That is into center field. Ashburn comes in a step or two and makes the catch. A sliding catch. How about that? Ben's been to Brantford. Richie Ashburn has made 3 great plays today. How about that? After 7 here in Milwaukee, 4-2 Philadelphia. I'm not a fan of the Leafs. Ooh. Well, as a Canadiens fan, Greg and I wholeheartedly endorse you running them then. Who are you a fan of? Dal Ennis right now, if you're rooting for the Phillies. He's 2 for 3. He has singled twice and driven it a run. Buell hasn't pitched a bad game. Hasn't pitched a good game. The Red Wings since 1961. From Gordy to Stevie Y. Pitch to Dell is a ground ball to third. Matthews across the way to Adcock for the out. Here's Elmer. Elmer 0 for 3, an RBI and a stolen base. Buell going deep in this one. I mean, that's what you always want in a 50s game. Struck him out. That's the first for Buell. An 0-2 curveball, and Elmer swung through it. So 2 out for Willie Jones, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Again, even better for you to become president of the Maple Leafs, right? Pitch to Jones. There's a ground ball to Buell. Bob has it and can't make a play. He tried to throw it before he had it in his possession, and that's his first error. Milwaukee not really, just kind of making mental mistakes here. Here's Hamner, 0 for 2 with a walk. Todd B. used to drive to Toronto on his way to Lake Simcoe. Beautiful and nice people. NCAA baseball selection show almost over on ESPN2. You missed recording it. Saw more pro games at the Montreal Forum, Greg said, than I did at Maple Leaf Gardens, as my late uncle was a longtime Canadian season ticket holder. I always wanted to see a game at the Forum. Pitch to Atwell, and Buell have a word. Pitch to Hamner. There's a ground ball to Logan deep in the hole. Johnny goes to first. Adcock is there, and Hamner is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in Milwaukee. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Phillies 4, the Braves 2. So Adcock, Thompson, and Logan to face Stu Miller, looking for his 5th win. Joe 1 for 3 with a single. I bet. Of course, so you can still go to both of those places are still open. You can buy some eggs and a steak at the old gardens. Then the women's team plays upstairs because there's a Loblaws on the ground floor. And I believe the Forum is still a movie theater unless AMC went under. Fly ball, left center. Ashburn going back to the track, and that is gone. Adcock, his 17th of the year, smashed in the bleachers in left center. Yet the Forum is a theater. So a 1-run ball game. Here it is again. Miller just left that meatball out there, and Adcock just smoked it. So a one-run game. So here's Thompson, 0 for 2. He has walked, driven in a run, and struck out. 4 runs, 7 hits, an error for Philadelphia, and they've left on 6. The Braves, 3 runs, 6 hits, an error, and they've left on 8. Thompson walked, and the tying run is on for Johnny Logan, who is 1 for 3. They are playing for him to bunt down the third base side with nobody out. Interesting decision here. Problem, do you do that? He's looking. No, I'm going to swing. Up the middle, that was the right move. Between Kazansky and Hamner, and Thompson will hold at second. So Logan, the go-ahead run, and we're going to pinch hit for Atwell here. We got a ball game. St. Catherine and Atwater, yep. So we're going to pinch hit for Atwell here. We have lots of choices here for catchers. Who can hit a Miller righty? We're going to go with Andy Pafko, the baseball card. Pafko, as a pinch hitter, does have a home run. He's hitting .250 as a pinch hitter, .306 overall, that home run, and 4 RBI. Miller is now tired. It's a one-run game, and Wes Covington will pinch hit for Bob Buell. So Thompson on second, Logan on first, Pafko at the plate. Miller and Lapata have a word. Stu, deep breath and deals. Struck him out! He got him to chase a 2-2 curve. 1 out. And I can't... So I should pinch hit for one of the worst hitting pitchers of all time, right? Covington, as a pinch hitter, is hitting .444 with 2 RBI. Overall, .229, a home run, and 9 RBI. So Thompson on second, Logan on first. We'll see how good of a call this was in a second there, Greg. Miller deals. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Ennis. That is well hit. Ennis to the track and makes the catch. Thompson will bluff. So we do 2 pinch hitters and nobody reached. Here's O'Connell. Danny 1 for 3. Has a double, a run scored, and a walk. Miller, 36 batters, 7 2/3, 135 pitches. A home run. He has walked 5 and struck out 5. The Braves had 1 in on the home run from Adcock. Yeah, I think you got to do it, even if it didn't work out. They don't always work out. Pitch to O'Connell. He walked him, and now they're loaded. That's his 6th walk. Here's Bruton. Billy is 2 for 3. Has singled twice, driven in a run, and walked. So O'Connell on first, Logan on second, and Thompson on third. 4-3 Phillies, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Miller and Lapata again have a word. Miller trying to gut through it. Pitch to Bruton. Up the middle it is. Hamner over to first. He's out. And the Phillies get out of it. The Braves get a run on 2 hits. And that's it. After 8, Phillies 4, Braves 3. So Crandall will be the catcher. And Trowbridge will be the pitcher. Crandall a 10-8 behind the plate. Trowbridge is 26. He's making his 10th appearance. He is 1-1. Yeah, holy wow is right. 1-1 with a .92 ERA. He'll make 3 more starts. Making his 10th appearance. He's 26. Throws a hard fastball and is a ground ball pitcher. He hasn't gone in 5 days after starting against the Pirates and not getting a decision. In a 2-1 loss, that wasn't his fault. 8 innings, 141 pitches, 3 hits. An earned run, he walked 3 and struck out 8. Yep, the Braves fans going 11 left on. Stunning, isn't it? 19 2/3, 12 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned. He has walked 7 and struck out 15. Kazansky is 0 for 3, Miller's spot, and then Ashburn. And if you're looking at the Braves' ninth, it's who you want up there, Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Pitch to Kazansky is a fly ball, right center. Bruton running back to the wall and will make the catch, 1 out. So Miller shouldn't be batting here. 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored. And Frankie Baumholtz goes to Hollywood. Hitting .440 as a pinch hitter with 5 RBI. Overall, hitting .397 with 8 RBI. Trowbridge deals. There's a little number down to short. Logan backhands it. Makes a good throw to Adcock, 2 out. So 2 quick out here in the top of the 9th. For Richie Ashburn, who was 1 for 3 today. Richie has singled and made 3 tremendous catches out there in center field. Trowbridge deals, fly ball, right center. Aaron will track this one down and make the catch, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. Oscar Meyer's brother Jack will take the hill. We got a pitching change as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Braves 1 to tie, 2 to win. Meyer is 24. Fastball pitcher, fly ball pitcher. 2-0 with a 1.86 ERA. He has made 3 saves. Monk, last pitch 3 days ago against the Cubbies in a 3-0 loss. He went 1 inning, 12 pitches, and 2 strikeouts. Overall, Jack, 38 2/3, 21 hits, 8 runs, all earned. 2 home runs. He has walked 22 and struck out 31. However, it is the absolute heart of the Braves order here in the 9th. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Eddie is 0 for 3 with a walk. Meyer says a novena on the hill on the 67-degree night and starts his effort. There is a ground ball to Hamner. Granny waits. Matthews running. Beat it out. The tying run is on. The tying run is on for Aaron, who is 0 for 4 with a strikeout today. He does have 9 game-winning RBI. That does not mean he's walked it off 9 times. But the Braves could use a hit here from Hammer and Hank. So everybody up now. Meyer delivers, ground ball, base hit. They were playing for a no doubles defense, and Ennis has to play it off the wall anyway. The throw to second, Aaron's in there with his 20th double. And it is hammer time indeed. Now you're going to have to walk Adcock to face Thompson. Tying run is Eddie Matthews on third. Aaron, the winning run, on second. They pitched to Adcock. They really didn't. So Adcock gets the FBO walk. So the bases are loaded and nobody out for Bobby Thompson. Bobby is 0 for 2. He has walked twice, driven in a run. A single wins the ballgame, and struck out once. Meyer is dry heaving on the mound. Braves need this one badly. Meyer, deep breath and kneels. Right back to Jack, and there's one out. I don't think anyone's more surprised than Jack Meyer. Here's Johnny Logan. One out. Do you squeeze here? He's a 10-bunter. No, you hit. You take the chance. You got a 39% chance of tying the game right now. Meyer, another deep breath. He got one out. He needs two more. Pitch to Logan. Into center field. This should tie it. Matthews goes back to the bag. Ashburn makes the catch. Richie will... Here comes the throw. They got him! They win the ball game! Another great play from Richie Ashburn, and they throw out Eddie Matthews trying to tie the ball game. What a win for the Phillies. Oh, my word. Hit a 63%. You got to send him, I would think, right? I mean, that's what you guys would have done. Oh, yeah. You left on 13. Yeah, you gotta, because Matthews has good speed. I thought about... Yep, okay. Everyone agrees that should have been sent. Yeah. So, a good throw. Richie Ashburn's going to be your digital dice player of the game. 4-letter words galore. Yeah. Yeah, my word. How about that? 2 hours and 29 fake minutes. Richie Ashburn, 1 for 4, 7 putouts and an assist. So 3 technically great plays and an assist. 2 hours and 29 fake minutes. 4 runs, 7 hits, an error, and the Phillies go to 37 and 49. They leave on 6. Milwaukee left on 13. 3 runs, 9 hits. You're no doubleheader. John would have held him. 3 runs, 9 hits, an error. And they left on 13. Pafko gets the game-winning RBI. Oh, my word. Miller gets the win. He goes to 5 and 4. Yeah, I think you had to send him. 8 innings for Miller, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. You got the win, John. The home run to Adcock. He walked 6 and struck out 5. Meyer picks up the save. He loads the bases, and Milwaukee cannot score. Unbelievable. Buell falls to 8 and 6, 8 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1 in Trowbridge, the clean inning. But Richie Ashburn wins the game with his arm and his glove. And the Dodgers' lead is now 9.5. The rest of this Friday night in baseball, the Giants beat the Cubs up at Wrigley 3-1. Or down at Wrigley. McCall goes to 3-1. Pierce Brosnan, no, it's not really him. 1 and 3, 1 for 3, or 1 and 3. Willie Mays hits his 24th. He goes 2 for 4, and drives in 3. Pirates shut off the Redlegs 6-0. Klein 7-10. Gross falls to 2-2. Dale Long 3 for 4, drives in 3, and hits 2 triples. The Yankees beat the Athletics 8-3. Whitey Ford 12-5. Now, Cremian goes to 1-3. Mickey Mantle hits his 32nd, 3 for 4 and 2 RBI. Tigers beat the Red Sox 8-2. Trucks 9-2. Nixon wasn't the one. He falls to 5-4. Bowling 3 for 4, hits his 4th and drives in 2. And the Dodgers pound out 17 hits. Mr. Howard's hit my way 16mm film coming to a theater near you. They beat the Cardinals 10-3. Don Newcomb goes to 13-4. Polholski 8-8. Gil Hodges 3 for 5, hits his 19th and drives in 4. When we're with you again on Wednesday, Pirates and Redlegs from Crossley, Friend and Brooks Lawrence, and then tentatively on Thursday, the Yankees and the White Sox from Chicago. So that's what we got for you the rest of the week. Join us Wednesday for the Pirates and the Redlegs right here on Retro Sports Network. Thank you so much for watching. Trucks keeps on trucking for the Tigers. You're more than welcome. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, and we'll talk to you soon. So long, everybody.